My name is Denise De Silva. I have a woman empowerment and wellness brand called Rhythm and Flow. And where it started was originally I have a qualification in dance teaching and yoga teaching. And recently, last year, did my life coaching qualification as well. So the brand is pretty much I aim to empower women, whether it's through movement or mindset. So that is the main focus. I offer, personalized and group coaching, whether it's movement-based or life coaching. That's a bit about me. I also have my own dance school that I teach and train learners from all ages as well. So that's my background. And then wellness and self-care mean a lot to me because I feel in today's world, we're so busy chasing, career aspirations and, the big, busy hustle culture that we're in. And there's such a big need for wellness practices because of just mental health and people's stress levels are a lot higher than it used to be. And they're just, these practices are a way for people to help regulate their nervous system and bring them back into balance. I think some of the misconceptions is the things that people see on social media and saying, wellness is, having your matcha in the morning and lighting a candle, having a nice skincare routine. While, yes, those are self-care practices, if that's something that resonates with you, that's not the be all and end all of where it is. As well as, wellness, yes, fitness is important and is very good for our health. But sometimes you see these crazy diets and these crazy exercise routines, and a normal person might look at them and be like, there's no way that I'd be able to do the things that this person is showing on Instagram or these exercises that they're doing. So I feel that wellness is anything that you feel brings you back to a state of balance. So looking after whether it's moving your body, and that can be anything that resonates with you. So if you like going to gym and doing weight training, that's great. But if you rather would like to take a walk out in nature and that is your sort of movement, then that's also okay. The same as if you're looking at self-care practices, yes, a lovely skincare routine and a bubble bath is great, but even just spending some time by yourself, whether it's reading a book or journaling or just taking a moment for yourself, doing something that you really enjoy, is also a form of self-care, just fueling your cup before always having to give of yourself to everybody else. I feel that a lot of the barriers might be situational. It's definitely, when you see these wellness retreats or these yoga retreats, they do come with a financial investment, and some people situationally cannot afford something like this. So they think, wellness is not for them. where, you know, you can just pull up a YouTube video, find someone on YouTube, find a video and follow along with a yoga class in the comfort of your home. Like if you cannot afford a gym membership, you know, you can do things that don't cost that financial input, and you can do them at home. Other situational things would be, you know, if you are a single mother and you're working like 2 or 3 jobs and you just, where is the time to take me time? Where is the time for you to, you know, spend 30 minutes running yourself a bubble bath or reading a book, or even just having a moment of silence can sometimes be difficult. And it would just be, you know, starting with waking up maybe 15 minutes earlier than you would when everyone's still asleep, and you just take those 15 minutes for yourself, whatever it might be, whether it's a bit of a stretch in the morning, maybe it's just taking some time to be quiet and meditate or journal, or, you know, just that 15 minutes before everybody else wakes up and is demanding things from you can make such a big difference in your day. You know, it might seem like you need to devote an hour, but if you don't have an hour, start with 5 minutes, you know, just small little increments, and you'll see that maybe you can find another 5 minutes later on in the day or somewhere, and that'll add up to another, you know, 10 minutes, and you can see that you know, going on, and you can steal some more time, and eventually you might be dedicating that hour to you. Culturally as well, I think some cultures don't believe in it, especially with mental health. Like there still is a mental health stigma around certain cultures. So they, you know, family or friends might look at you and like judge you, or be like, why are you doing this? Like, so strange. Or like they might not be supportive, and then that will discourage, you know, people from doing these practices, because they might be scared to be judged, or that no one understands them, or feel isolated, which might make, you know, they feel even worse about themselves. Or you might not have like a partner who's willing to help you have that a little bit of time for yourself, because they might think, well, why do you need, you know, 15 minutes or 30 minutes away from us? Like, why can't you just be with us all the time? So you also need a bit of that support sometimes, and it might be discouraging if you don't have that, to be able to stand your ground and keep going, even if everyone around you might not agree or think of the same values that you might have. Consistency is key, and start small. You look at your day, just look at your day, and first decide how much time you have to dedicate to it. And then once you know how much there is, you choose the aspects that are most important to you. So say you're out of wellness. I mean, we have there's quite a few pillars, but you know, you've got your fitness and you know, exercise, you've got nutrition, you've got sleep, like are you getting enough sleep every night? You've got your mental health, you've got your emotional well-being. So just looking at even social well-being is a pillar in wellness. So maybe looking at those different areas and deciding, okay, which area needs the most attention right now. You know, maybe it is your emotional pillar. And then if you choose that emotional pillar, saying, okay, I maybe need to unpack some stuff that might have happened in the past. Maybe I can start with a little bit of journaling in the morning. I have like 15 minutes to dedicate to it. So let me put aside 15 minutes to do a little bit of journaling. If I don't really understand or know how to start journaling, you know, researching some journal prompts, There's some great journals that you can buy that already have, prompting questions in there that you can use to help with your emotional well-being. If it's exercise, maybe you want to just move, like gain mobility, doing a little bit of stretches in the morning, whether it's 5 minutes, like you wake up, put your mat out next to the bed, roll over onto the mat, do a couple stretches here and there, find something on the internet if you can't go to the gym or anything, and just incorporating that. I promise you, your body will feel so much better than if you did nothing at all. Or whether it's nutrition, just, looking at what choices can you make that will fuel your body a bit better. So my biggest thing would be to start small and find the main thing, the main pillar you want to focus on. And from there, like, you can build on it. You can build on it in time. You can add another pillar onto it. But I think that's the best way to not feel overwhelmed. And if you can find someone who can help you and support you, so if it is fitness that you're into and you have the financial means to get a coach or a personal trainer, invest in that, invest in yourself. It's important to also sometimes invest in yourself so that you can reap the benefits later. Whether it's maybe you need a therapist, investing in someone to speak to if you know that your mental health is what's needing help. So if you have the means to also ask for help and to reach out and invest in yourself as well. Some of the tips that I would suggest, or that I love doing, is in the morning, I like to start the day with some deep breathing. So, even if I'm just sitting on the bed and taking a nice deep breath in and a nice big sigh out through the mouth, taking a couple of deep breaths like this, and then, focusing on breathing through the nose, and just slowing down your breathing. So breathing in for 4 counts, and then breathing out for 4 counts, and just focusing on your breath, focusing on expanding your belly, expanding the lungs as much as you can, trying to fill your body with as much air as you can. And as you exhale, making sure to release all the air out. So what that will do is it'll release any tension, and it will bring you into the present moment, because you are focusing on your breathing and your body, and you don't have time to be focusing on all the other things that might be stressing you out. So it's a nice way to, one, re-energize your body, clear your mind, and can be a form of meditation as well. If you're trying to get into meditation, it's a nice way to start as well. And then I like to take some time to do a couple stretches, whether it's like just moving the head from side to side, rolling the shoulders, making circles with the arms, doing some cat-cow stretches, like rounding through the spine, really moving into the spine. So a little bit of easy stretching, easy movement to just wake up the body. And then followed by a little bit of journaling. And I like to just do a nice check-in. So my favorite things to journal about is, I ask myself, how am I feeling? And that would be, how am I feeling physically? So do I have a stiff back, or is something bugging me physically? How am I feeling mentally? Is it really busy? Am I feeling heavy? Am I feeling foggy? And then maybe, how am I feeling emotionally? So are you feeling sad? Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling disconnected? Are you feeling irritable? So just taking a little check-in. And the other pillar is, how do you feel spiritually? and just checking in with, are you connecting to yourself, your soul, your essence? Are you connecting with the higher power? How do you feel? Or are you feeling very isolated and disconnected from everything? And then I go into a couple gratitude things. So I'll write down 2 to 5 things that I'm grateful for, because gratitude helps to rewire your brain and help you to see more of the positive things in your life rather than focusing on the negatives. And then I do a little bit of a brain dump. So whatever's bugging me, that's constant thoughts that are replaying in my mind, I just put pen to paper and I let whatever it is out on the paper, and you'll find that you'll feel so much mentally clearer because that stuff's not replaying in your head and you've just got it out, and you can look at it from afar and either make a rational decision if it's something like a decision that's been playing in your mind, or you had a fight with someone and you just need to get it out. It's a great way to start the day clearer. So that little bit of a morning routine is something that I think is a great way to start a bit of a wellness practice that's easy to implement and doesn't take too much time in someone's day. I think the key to anything really is to listen to your intuition and your inner voice. And I think we all have a sense of knowing of what we might be needing. And every day is going to look different. One day you might wake up feeling energized and you want to go and do a huge workout. And that's what you're needing that day. And the next day you might be feeling really low and you might just need to take some time to rest, maybe sleep a bit earlier, or have a bath, or take a walk in nature. So listening to that inner voice is so important. And I think especially as women, you can often, but I know men do as well, you listen so much to the external voices from everyone around you that you forget to connect to yourself, and you start to lose yourself that way. So trying to get back to who you are as a being and what you need is so important. You cannot give from an empty cup. So it's really important to fuel yourself and fill yourself up before you can give to others and be of service to other people. And a really good way, if you're feeling really, really stressed, the biggest key is to come back to your breathing. There's this beautiful quote, and essentially the only thing that stays with us from the day that we're born to the day that we die is our breath. And if you can connect back to your breathing, your breath can control your body, and your emotions are also linked to your breath. So you'll notice that if you're feeling anxious, your breathing increases. If you're feeling stressed, your breathing increases. So if you can connect to your breath and try those slow, deep breaths that I spoke about earlier, that can help you in any situation where you're feeling out of control, you're feeling stressed, you're feeling anxious, or you're just feeling all over the place and you need to come back to the present moment. It's a really, really great tool. And I share a lot of other tools and things on my social platforms and on my website. So if you do want to have a look at some of those things, it's Rhythm and Flow Wellness on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I do have some follow-along classes on there, whether it's meditations or yoga or strengthening sessions. And then my website is rhythmandflow.co.za. But anyone can reach out to me at info at rhythmandflow.co.za if they have any questions as well.